The most beautiful thing about learning is nobody can take it away from you. As beautifully described by Doris Lessing, this is what learning is. You suddenly understand something you've understood all your life, but in a new way. A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to the CA Students Virtual National Conference, Anarghya, Molding Minds into Priceless Gems. Organized by Student Skill Enrichment Board, BOS Operations ICAI, and hosted by Mangaluru branch of SIRC of ICAI and Mangaluru branch of SICASA of ICAI.
It's indeed an honor for the Mangaluru branch of SIRC of ICAI to host this CA Students National Conference as it celebrates its Golden Jubilee year. While the pandemic has forced us to stay apart, occasions like these bring us together to share and enhance our knowledge. It's truly overwhelming to see so many young minds, the budding chartered accountants, being a part of this event.
May I now request the Vice Chairman of SICASA Mangaluru, Mr. Shreyas Shetty, and Sushil Shetty, the Secretary of Mangaluru branch of SICASA, to escort the dignitaries onto the dais. As rightly said, the beginning is the most important part of the work, and well begun is half done. There wouldn't be a better way to start off our conference than by invoking God's grace. I now request Ms. Isha and the team to lead us into prayer.
मालिक तेरे बंदे हम ऐसे हो हमारे करम नेकी पर चले और बदी से टले ताकि हंसते हुए निकले दम ऐ मालिक तेरे बंदे हम ऐसे हो हमारे करम ये अंधेरा घना चा रहा तेरा इंसान घबरा रहा हो रहा बेखबर कुछ न आता नजर सुख का सूरज छुपा जा रहा है तेरी रोशनी में जो दम तो अमावस को कर दे पूनम नेकी पर चले और बदी से टले ताकि हंसते हुए निकले दम बड़ा कमजोर है आदमी अभी लाखों है इसमें कमी पर जो है कड़ा है दयालु बड़ा तेरी कृपा से धरती थमी दिया तूने हमें जब जन्म तू ही झेलेगा हम सबके गम नेकी पर चले और बदी से टले ताकि हंसते हुए निकले दम ऐ मालिक तेरे बंदे हम
Thank you, friends, for the great start to the event. It's heartwarming to see an amazing set of people being a part of this conference, despite the hindrance of not being able to meet in person. And it's our rightful duty to acknowledge the presence of each one present for the conference. May I now request the chairman of SICASA of Mangaluru branch, CA Gautam Pai, to welcome the gathering.
Respected Chief Guest, CA Jai Chaira sir, Guest of Honor, CA.K. Jalapati sir, another Guest of Honor, Mr. Vasanth Kamat, Chairman of Mangalore Branch, CA.K. Subramanya Kamat sir, Secretary, my senior Prasanna Chennai, other Managing Committee members, past Chairman, members, officials of the Student Skills Enrichment Board, and most importantly, my delegate friends, student friends. A very good afternoon and a cordial welcome to the virtual CA Students National Conference. Friends, this year is a very happy and a momentous year, and today is also a happy and a momentous day for all of us in Mangalore. Specifically because the Mangalore branch this year is celebrating its Golden Jubilee. The branch recently celebrated on August 18th, and the Sikasa unit of our branch will celebrate its Golden Jubilee on January 7th of 2022. And what a better way than to enhance the value and glory of the year. The Institute and specifically the Board of Studies Operations put forth their trust and faith in Mangalore branch and granted us an golden opportunity during this year to host a virtual CA Students National Conference. Mangaluru, known for its rich tradition, culture, hospitality, and a lot more what we described in our promo video. It is called as the ice cream capital of India, the temples, the beaches. It is known for a lot of things. We had a big plan this year. In the month of March, late March, when we had applied to the Board of Studies, seeking an approval for the national conference, we had a bigger idea, as I said, wherein we wanted to host it physically, but all of us were unaware that the second wave of COVID would hit us so hard that we would end up being locked in our own houses. But the tagline and the theme for the year was, though it is lockdown, don't get bogged down. So we continued from where we left and reapplied for the virtual conference, and the Board of Studies deemed it right, and they continued their support and said, no matter what, Mangalore branch this year will carry on and host a memorable national conference. So having got this opportunity, we were under the thought as to how best we can phrase and come under a theme which can signify and glorify the essence of the conference. It is then the name Anarghya was chosen. Friends, what I want to tell is Anarghya means priceless and invaluable. The whole motive of naming it Anarghya is to make this 2 days experience priceless for all our students. And accordingly, the tagline to molding minds into priceless gems. It was very meticulously planned, and the entire program structure is designed in such a way wherein it is only and only benefit for our student fraternity. One more thing I wish to say, when we speak of national conference, we too are skeptical because the COVID and how things happen and what may be the outcome. But to our sheer surprise, when we asked for paper presenters, 33 paper presentations came, and the best 8 were selected in each topic. And to our own surprise, the best student Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Goa, Gujarat, Kerala, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh have registered for the conference. And we have at least 20 to 25 students from each region of ICAI, 5 regions, minimum 25 from apart from Southern region, who have joined as participants and delegates for this conference. This is the scale of the conference we were discussing, and we were in the lookout as to who could be the right choice for the chief guest. It was in July 27th, same a month back, we had a program at our branch on a virtual mode, and we had invited Jai Chaira sir as a guest for the program. Back then, we had told him, sir, you will have to come to Mangalore once physically to experience what Mangalore is all about. And little did we know that in a month and a half, sir will be back with us, though virtually. But today we have with us CA Jai Chaira sir as the chief guest for this inaugural ceremony of our conference. Jai Chaira sir, you can call him a star, a legend of Surat, Surat the Sitara. He's a multi-talented, multifaceted personality, and we are indeed honored and pleased to have his presence here with us this afternoon. I, on behalf of the Mangalore branch, welcome and extend our greetings to Jai Chaira sir. Next, when we came forward, who best could be our guest of honor? There was no second thoughts in it. The Southern region's tallest leader, our guide, our mentor, the chairman of the Southern region of ICAI, CAK Jalapati sir, was the only choice we had. And yes, Jalapati sir is visible here. And Jalapati sir, a week back when I confirmed Jalapati sir, he said that he has a travel plan today. And he also has an EC meeting today. But I said, sir, more than 1,000 students will take part. It is not going to happen without your presence, no matter what it is. Your presence is a must, and Mangalore branch is all set to welcome you once again, is what I said. And within 5 minutes, and this is true, within 5 minutes, he came back with a text saying that I have altered all my plans. That afternoon, I am there with you. And even now, sir just finished off a meeting and he has joined us. Sir, on behalf of entire Mangalore, you are our guide, you are our mentor. I wholeheartedly welcome you, and we are delighted and extremely happy to see you here with us this afternoon.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Now comes the next guest. We have 2 representatives from the institute. We felt someone from Mangalore is also a must, someone who has brought Mangalore to the national map. A youngster, now we can call a young star in the national map. Mr. Vasanth Kamat, founder and CEO of Small Case. It's a fintech company which is working around the portfolio management and helping small investors go about. So he is someone who studied from Mangalore and thereon went to pursue his IIT from Kharagpur and founded a company, startup company for known as Small Case. And today it is a matter of pride for all of us here, Mangaloreans, to see a company from Mangalore headed by a Mangalorean, which is worth more than 1,500 crores. So there was again no second choice. We finalized Mr. Vasanth Kamat, and again he too had his own commitments, but we said it is Mangalore branch and we want someone from the soil who comes and talks and motivates our students and who tells them that post qualification it is not just practice or employment. There is a lot more you can do. If a person from engineering background can do so much, someone from finance background can certainly achieve much more, is what we are all set to listen from him. My welcome also extends to the officials of Student Skills Enrichment Board, Dr. Mithali Pathak, the secretary, and Ms. Ginny Goyal, all the past chairmen of the branch, and I'll be failing in my duty if I do not recognize the ex officio member of our branch, CA Geeta AB Madam, our other mentors, our neighboring branch, Udupi branch, who has supported us a lot, and also the Shimoga chapter, the members of those branches, and most importantly, as I said, it is the delegates and the students who are the heroes of today. This entire concept is only developed so that our students benefit. And September 3rd and 4th is also specifically chosen because we all knew, because when we planned, we also had no clue as to when the due dates will be, when the exams will be. But luckily, none of the due dates nor the exams came in between our conference. And I'm very happy that more than 1,200 students have come forward in a lot of interest, and the best of the best. As I said, 8 technical speakers, students, and 4 domain experts, session chairmen, will guide them, and 2 international speakers, Mr. Savin Hegde and Mr. Chendil Kumar, will be gracing the occasion as special session speakers. We will also have Shri Chanchalapati Dasaji from Akshay Patra Foundation tomorrow, who will give a small motivation talk, and G. Shekhar sir, who will join us tomorrow evening. It's my duty to welcome all of this in advance. And yes, friends, as I said, the duty to welcome is our honor. And we are really pleased and happy to see all of you, though virtually. As I said, we had a bigger dream, but nevertheless, this is what we are content with for this year, and very happy that all of you have logged in at this point of time. I wish you all the best, and let us all have 2 days of qualitative learning. And at the end of 2 days, the takeaway should only be value addition and knowledge enrichment. With this, I wish to conclude and once again welcome each one of you to this program, and also wish all my friends a happy learning in the course of next 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those warm words of welcome.
I now request the dignitaries to light the lamp, followed along with the motto song. I would also like to invite Anand sir and Gautam sir.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्मिमाणः निर्मिमाणः तदेव शुक्लं तदेव शुक्लब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः
On behalf of all the student participants and the committee members, we have the Vice Chairman and the Secretary of Sikasa Mangaluru lighting the lamp.
एतद्वैता 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 निर्मिमाणः.
Thank you, dear dignitaries. I now request the chairman of Mangaluru branch of SIRC of ICAI, CAK Kamat sir, to share the overview of the conference.
Dream does not become reality magically. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. The powerful message from Colin Powell. It really gives true meaning of what is hard work and success to the all people gather over here virtually. Eminent Chief Guest C.A. Jaicharya, Chairman, Board of Studies, ICI. Guest of Honor, C.A. Jalapati, Chairman, SIRC. Shri Vasanth Kamat, Founder and CEO, Small Case. Esteemed galaxy of past chairman, ever dynamic committee members, immediate past chairman C.A. S.S. Naik sir, Secretary C.A. Prasanna Shanai, Treasurer C.A. Gautam Naik, Sikasa Chairman C.A. Gautam Pai, dynamic Sikasa committee members, beloved aspiring CS, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. At the outset, I would like to congratulate committee of Sikasa for coming up of this mega event, national conference, and really making it a magnificent one. Our Sikasa is a very vibrant, and they have set up a bar of standard very high as far as accomplishment and performance of any work. From the day of installation, that is February 15, till now, they have come up with various informative and energizing programs. Even during the lockdown days, they have introduced lockdown series. It was very informative, and many students have participated and taken advantage out of that. I request and suggest all the students be active in that group and take advantage of that programs. It will help you to become dynamic, and it will also help you to prepare your exam well as to perform your office work efficiently and meticulously. I also would like to congratulate all the students for opting Chartered Accountancy as their professional course for their future career. Because definitely Chartered Accountancy is one recognizable professional course, and we Chartered Accountant command great dignity and respect all over. So I also would like to reiterate the words of our Prime Minister that the signature of chartered accountant is more powerful than signature of the Prime Minister. We are also taking active participation or active role in the development of economy as well as the development of nation. That is why our past president, late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, has rightly told that chartered accountants are partners in nation building. Students, the success is not final and failure is not fatal. I am very proud of our students of Mangalore branch because in Mangalore branch, more than 18 number of students passes every CA examination every year. We are the second largest branch in Karnataka, and more than 3,800 number of students are there in Karnataka. Here I would like to remember the words of a great personality, that is Albert Einstein. He quoted, "Try not to be the person of success, rather try to be the person of value." It clearly depicts the responsibility of towards the society. Students, here I would like to share some of the words of wisdom to you. Always respect your parents. Once you have become successful person, take care of them. Always respect your teachers. They are the people who have added significance in your life. Always respect them. I also would like to request you, work for the development of Mangalore branch. Once you have passed CA examination, once you have become a chartered accountant, work for the development of our Mangalore branch. Because our senior members have spent lot of time and put lot of effort for the development of this Mangalore branch. Now it is your turn to work for the Mangalore branch so that Mangalore branch is the best branch in Pan India. Students, today we have with us eminent chief guest CA Jaycharya, Chairman Board of Studies ICI, and guest of honor CA Jalapati, Chairman SIRC, and great entrepreneur Sri Vasanth Kamat, founder and CEO Small Case. They have definitely added some significance and relevance to this national conference. I would like to extend deep gratitude from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, over to MC. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those inspiring insights from you. We are pleased to have with us an eminent personality in the form of CA K. Jalapati as the guest of honor for today. Hailing from a humble background of agriculturist family of Kolathur, Salem, CA K. Jalapati has qualified as a chartered accountant in May 2004 and is practicing in Coimbatore since then. He has been serving the Chartered Accountants Fraternity of Coimbatore branch of ICAI since 2007 and was the chairman of Coimbatore branch for the year 2012-13. He was elected to the SIRC of ICAI for the terms 2016-19 and 2019-22. He was instrumental and has closely coordinated with the Tamil Nadu government in signing of the Memorandum of Understanding in the year 2018 between ICAI and the Government of Tamil Nadu to provide career counseling to students in government schools, which is first of its kind in India. He is presently serving as the chairman of SIRC of ICAI, as the chairman of Career Counseling Committee of SIRC of ICAI. He conducts various programs about CA course for students of government and government-aided schools, covering over 1 lakh students and training around 2,500 teachers in coordination with ICAI and Government of Tamil Nadu. We are immensely honored by your presence, sir. We request you to address the aspiring chartered accountants.
Thank you so much. The esteemed Chief Guest and Chairman of Board of Studies of IC, C.A. Jayacharya. I am great fan of C.A. Jayacharya. The guest of honor, Mr. Vasanth Kamat, founder and CEO of Small Case. C.A. Kamat, Chairman of Mangalore Branch. C.A. Prasanna Sonai, Secretary of the Branch. The star of the day, Gautam Pai, the chairman of Mangalore branch of Sikasa. I can proudly say he is one of the dedicated Sikasa chairman in this entire region. Thank you, Gautam. Team of Sikasa, young pillars of this great country. Very good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I am extremely happy to take part in this conference. Thanks to the entire team of organizers for inviting me, to which I express my sincere thanks. I am amazed with the way of the organizers have structured this two-day conference with the most relevant topics of relevance to the students, namely the taxation, both in the direct and indirect taxes, auditing and corporate law in the technical sessions, and embedding with the three special sessions on skill development and interactive sessions with the SSCB members and officials. I'm extremely pleased to participate in this well thought out and well designed conference to share some of my thoughts amongst the students of this prestigious and a priceless course. When I say priceless, I really mean to the two counts. One, you are acquiring the qualification is priced recognition in your career, for which you have to pay the price of hard and sustained effort. Secondly, this course is a most economical course. In other words, the cost to be incurred to pursue this course is relatively less priced as compared to other professional courses. Dear students, I am at the very instance. Congratulate you for embarking on to the CA course and I wish you the best in your career. This course will lead you to prosperity, visibility, and visibility in the great society. This course offers you to undergo extensive, intensive and in-depth practical training during the 3 years of articles. Even while you learn this uniqueness of this course, as you will be provided a reasonable stipend during the period of your learning articles. Your presence and sharing of newer thoughts in the conference of this kind would stand in good stead to come out successful in our examination and a career as a chartered accountant. I am reminded of the phrase, learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere, which I stress upon you to keep in mind always as to achieve excellence and endurance in life. The organizers would have loved to provide the feast of lunch to all the participants, but for the COVID, which is necessitated the holding the conference in a virtual mode. However, I am sure you would have now taken our delicious lunch at home at our workplace in this afternoon. Yet the organizers have ensured that you have provided with a feast of knowledge and wisdom during the course of this 2 days conference. I am confident that very shortly the entire members and students program are held with the physical presence and we exchange our pleasantries and thoughts in person. It is pertinent to point out that the board introduced every year a unique and universal uniform theme for the students conference. This year, they're coining the theme for the conference, Anarghya, the meaning thereby priceless in Sanskrit, deserve my appreciation. Our institute attaches prime importance to enhance the skill and expand the extracurricular activities of our students. And therefore, a couple of years before, had created the wing under the Board of Studies to exclusive focus and enrich the potentials of students by organizing numerous and unique programs at different parts of the region. Dear students, your participation is indeed priceless because you are in for a knowledge treat and your minds will be invigorated and ignite with valuable thoughts to be shared by the eminent and prominent dignitaries in the inaugural and special and other technical sessions. I join with the organizers to express our deep sense of appreciation and thanks to the dignitaries for coming forward to guide the students in a special and technical sessions. The initiative on the part of SSCB is highly laudable. Yes, they have been holding this conference exclusively for students across the country. Year after year, the places after places covering the length and breadth in all the regions with a large participation of students. On the other hand, they offer an opportunity to students to learn and extend their knowledge and creating awareness and awakening on the latest development in areas which have relevance from the point of view of the students' examination related learning process. The presence also helps the students to master the art of listening, which will add value to the art of presentation, especially in the examination. The initiative undoubtedly creates enormous amount of confidence in the minds of students. I therefore congratulate the student speakers for coming forward to present papers among the large audience of the students, which I am sure would stand in good stead to develop their articulation skill. I wish the student delegates to have the valuable insight on the subject and the knowledge accumulation in this 2 days conference. I wish all the students the very best in their examination and their career. I also exhort all the students to be part of programs organized by this Mangalore branch of SICASA with their larger participation. Before joining the CA course, most of you might have come across the statement like CA, that is tough course. Better give a thought before you pursue it. There are few who take these words to their heart and turn back, but those who took it as a challenge were aware that hard work and determination can help the attaining this target. You are those determined group of people, and that's why you are here. Yes, you are would agree the modern day professionals has to play multifaceted roles, and for that one has to develop the various skills and stay focused. Friends, I am sure this conference will be a value addition program for our studies. All of you learn a lot of new things. You must understand the concepts in a better way, and you must have observed in different interpretation. Though we are all empowered with the absolute knowledge and skills, the present economic and financial state of this country makes our role more challenging. Having so much assistance and support in this technical era, a professional has to be more sharp and wise in rendering service to the business world. At this juncture, I record my appreciation to Vasanth Kamat, Chairman of Bangalore branch, and CA Gautam Pai, Chairman of SICASA of the Bangalore branch, and their team of for their dedicated team for their exceptional enterprising and enthusiastic and untiring efforts with precision and perfection, and work on even the minute details to make this event a memorable one. I assure this great occasion, I assure my fullest support from SARC for any initiative of the Bangalore branch. I offer my best wishes to the organizers for the great success of the conference. Once again, thank you so much for this great opportunity. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts and insights. And as you mentioned, we definitely hope that all the students, participants here will definitely be benefited by the feast of knowledge shared in this conference.
I would now like to introduce the guest of honor, Mr. Vasanth Kamat. Mr. Vasanth Kamat is the founder and CEO at Smallcase, a fintech company based in Bangalore that builds simple and transparent investment products and platform for the Indian retail investor. Smallcase has scaled to an investor base of 3 million plus and built an ecosystem with 250 plus businesses, including India's most trusted and respected financial institutions and brands in the last 5 years. Smallcase is also backed and funded by some of the world's most notable funds, including Sequoia Capital, Premji Invest, Amazon, and HDFC Bank. Vasanth has featured in Forbes 30 Under 30 list for 2019 and awarded the Karnataka State Youth Award for Entrepreneurship in 2021. He is from Mangalore, majored in economics from IIT Kharagpur, and enjoys reading, running, and studying business models. It's a real treat to have you with us today, sir. I kindly request you to address the gathering.
Thank you so much for the introduction, and obviously thank you everyone for your time, for the invitation, and it's great being here. It's an honor to address this August gathering today afternoon, and I hope all of you are doing really well. I have I can hear myself, so I don't know if somebody has to mute it, but I'm just muting someone. Good. So I thought, I'll go over my address over 3 different parts. One is a little bit about my background, so that, how the journey to building Smallcase and starting an own enterprise happened. The second is around, your role in India's vibrant startup ecosystem, and how it is really expanding and what kind of different opportunities exist for all of you, in the startup ecosystem. So, let me start out with, my own personal background. I'm from Mangalore. I was born here. I grew up in Abu Dhabi. That's where my dad was working in the banking space, spent 15 years of my life there. And after that, came back to Mangalore again to do my 11th and 12th or POC in St. Aloysius. And I think, the first impression that once I came back to Mangalore was it was a, very different environment for me, honestly. My growing up years in Abu Dhabi was quite monotonous, very restrictive, not much freedom. But then the 2 years that I spent in Mangalore just, opened my mind to so many different possibilities and opportunities. And I'd also started preparing for the JEE. I think in my 11th and 12th, one thing I realized is I'm not really good at physics or chemistry, but mathematics and statistics was very interesting to me. So fortunately could crack the JEE at that point, but didn't really want to take up engineering because I knew that, either mechanics or physics or computer science, etc., won't really appeal to me. But got an interesting discipline at IIT Kharagpur through the JEE called the MSc Economics degree. It's a BSc plus MSc degree in economics. And really enjoyed the 5 years of curriculum there. And more than that, obviously, what the IIT environment really helps you with is getting to know so many good people in your age group as well as peers. So built a really strong network for myself there. After graduating, I had 2 options really. One was joining JP Morgan. This obviously you would know JP Morgan. It was an investment banking role based out of Mumbai. And the other option presented itself to join a startup. This is 2015 early, and today where the Indian startup ecosystem is, at that point it wasn't really there. If you kind of look at when things really started for India, sorry, this was 2013. I mean, and things really kicked off for India in 2014 once Flipkart really started becoming bigger. More people, more consumers started adopting the internet, adopting technology into their daily lives. But 2013 was just 1 year before all of this started really blossoming. And that was an interesting fork in the road to actually take a decision on whether to join something like JP Morgan, spend a few years there, or join the startup. I think what really took the cake for me was at that point maybe seems really silly, but I think I enjoyed having a lot more autonomy, having the opportunity to create impact directly, because the startup that I was joining, it was just the 2 founders who were there. They were obviously very experienced, very skilled in what they were doing, but I would have been the first hire and the first employee if I joined them. And very silly reasons, right from saying, okay, I don't want to go into a corporate environment. Maybe the formals every day doesn't make sense to me, all of that. But then for some reason, I took that startup gig up. I was the first employee at this company, built out the team, built out the product, obviously learned a lot because, we didn't have an office at that point. We were operating from someone else's office, setting in policies, creating the product, launching, doing sales, getting business, building the team, building different levels of, getting different levels of people into the team for different skill sets, different capabilities, really taught me a lot. And today that company is obviously has more than 1,000 employees. It's actually just filed its red herring prospectus to go for an IPO on the main board. So that's been a crazy journey for that company over the last 8 years. But those 2 years, I learned a lot about how to set up a business, and that's opportunity I really cherish. Regarding the role, it was also an interesting point to actually take up the role, because what I was doing there was studying business models, and we were building a database of unlisted companies or private companies and startups, so that venture capitalists, corporate development firms, private equity firms could all know which startups are actually coming up in India and across the globe in different sectors, business models, feeds, all of that. So I think I would have gone through like maybe 10,000 different startups during my 2 years there, understood their business models, pitched some of them to, it was not really an investment banking role, but I had to kind of understand each space or industry in depth, and then try and basically derive insights on what business models will actually do well. And obviously that's where, I think I noticed one trend, that it's just becoming easier to build your own company and enterprise in India, as in the kind of opportunities at that point was attractive and lucrative enough, but it's just improved today, right? So I think it was a no-brainer at that point to basically say, from becoming an evaluator or doing research on companies, I wanted to become an operator. I think the seeds were sown to kind of, do your own startup much earlier. But still, I think that was the point that we realized that there's nothing really holding us back. If you look at it from two lenses, one is basically what's the upside, what's the downside. Downside was very limited. Today, it remains, there's no downside at all to basically going ahead and starting up. If it doesn't work out for whatever reason today, failure is not viewed as a negative. Failure is only viewed as a learning experience that you've gained, and actually you will jump 2 or 3 or even more levels up in your professional career if you actually started up, because the experience that you gain while doing that is invaluable. The second lens that I saw it from is something I really love using as a framework, and I urge some of you to also apply this to how you think about things, called the regret minimization framework. This is from the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos' framework, where he basically says, if you have a decision to take and you're not really sure which way to go, just fast forward your life, maybe 30 years, 40 years. Some people say, think of yourself on your deathbed, and then think back on this decision, whether you would have regretted not taking this decision, or you would have regretted taking this decision. If it's the first answer, just go for it, because opportunities don't really come by in life too often. Whenever you get it, whenever something knocks at your door, you should just embrace it and see where that takes you. So I think these two, from these two outlooks, I took the decision to basically leave that startup, start my own. Obviously, got two lovely co-founders, both friends from my college itself, to join me in this journey. And that's where the last 6 years have gone into building Small Case. I won't go too much into Small Case. It's basically a platform for investors, individual investors like you and me, to invest into stocks. What we've really created is a new asset class in itself. Like you can invest in a mutual fund, but it's a portfolio of stocks. Similarly, a Small Case is also a portfolio of stocks that's managed by India's top portfolio advisors, investment managers, and you can transact it with different brokerages. I'll just come to the other part, which is, while building Small Case, some of the learnings that I had, and, especially the role of finance professionals in the startup industry today. So for us, like all three of us, even though my two co-founders had experience in the financial services space, they worked at Nomura and Goldman Sachs respectively. I did not have any, background in this space, but I instance, if I knew a little bit of what happens in the investing or the capital market space, I think we could have maybe fast-tracked our journey by 2 to 3 years. But then if you are inquisitive, curious enough to learn, that you do not need any experience in actually starting up. But coming back, I think, for us, the financial services industry, like I'm sure all of you have seen this in different ways already, but it's not an easy industry. It's a very tough, space to be in for a newcomer or an outsider. And I think what we've been able to build in the last 5 years at Small Case has been a very incredible brand and reputation that we've built for ourselves, for both the team as well as the platform in the industry. And all that has been done by basically following, first principles, doing what's right for the customer, and basically just being open to keep changing your mind. So I think that's really helped us. But few things that, what we've realized over time, the role of a CA for us is actually increased over time. And I'll tell you some examples. Like earlier, it was from a purely compliance perspective, from a corporate governance perspective, that we had to do certain things on the financial side, on the secretarial side, on the tax side. I think over the last 2 to 3 years, we've really appreciated what, having CAs in the company and especially in the leadership team actually means for us. And that's where, I would just urge all of you to think about this in this way, that when you're building a startup, and especially the kind of things that we're doing in our space, things are a lot more regulated. So in this space, having the knowledge or having the skill set around, say, a corporate governance, business laws, corporate laws, understanding how direct taxes, indirect taxes work, say, corporate structuring, how does a subsidiary work, how does a joint venture work, what does M&A mean? These are things that founders today have had to learn, or basically they outsource to someone else who'll do it better. And that's where it just makes sense for, more and more CAs to actually take up leadership roles in startups. And I'm not just talking about leadership roles in the corporate finance team, becoming a CFO, becoming an FC. That's one part of it. There, obviously, our team is very competent in that. But I'm talking more about, we have a founders office, a team that basically works with the co-founders at Small Case and extends their bandwidth. One of them is actually a CA, and he understands a lot of concepts and can actually do a lot of things in a better quality and faster manner, just because he understands the concepts of it and can apply it to any situation. So that way, I think, we have actually seen an underrepresentation of, the CA community in the startup side. People who are usually working in the startup space are either representing their own practice, or they're in the corporate finance teams. But I think, there's a vast opportunity for CAs to play a role in leadership. We've seen that in, the listed companies. Today, the regulator requires a CA certification for certain roles in the BFSI space, in the banking and financial services space. But I think even in a general startup space, this is becoming more and more important, just because, the capability exists. It's about the intent and motivation. Even on the corporate finance side, I think, some trends that I'm seeing, and recently I was talking to someone who had just completed a CA and was looking to start in the professional world. It's always been either of these two, right? You either start your own practice, you're an entrepreneur, obviously by design then, or you go and get employed in a corporate finance team at some company. And I think while, the attraction of starting your own practice, starting your own business is great. Obviously, take this with a pinch of salt. This is my own personal opinion, but I'm seeing that becoming, a very restrictive, limited opportunity in the future. Because, for example, we have worked with a few practices, a few CA firms, but as companies get bigger, the challenges become more interesting, a lot more sophisticated. We have to internalize certain functions, and that's because as a company you grow, many of the functions, many of the shareholders, many of investor partners would require a lot of the key functions to be internalized in the company versus being given to external partners. And the role of external partners just goes to, say, more transactional stuff, more secretarial stuff, more filing stuff, etc., whereas the actual more interesting problems are happening inside the company. So I'd really urge either to go beyond a little bit of what's the conventional path today. I think that's the biggest thing that's really changing in the fabric of how Indian companies are being built, that there's no conventional path anymore. Like earlier, people used to say, okay, bootstrapping is the way, not taking funding is the way, taking funding is the way. There is no one path to actually doing it right. I think a great way to actually get your skills tested in the real world would be to just join a company in its as early as possible. Obviously, at different stages, different requirements, etc. But then, the earlier you join, the more problems you get to solve, the more challenges you see, the more interesting sets of unknowns that you get to see, and many of those are even not solved from a ecosystem level today. So maybe just talking about that, I think there is a much larger role for the CA fraternity to actually play in the startup ecosystem, and I think it's still very underrepresented today. And if just one point that I talked about earlier, that the whole ecosystem is seeing a lot of support, a better support system compared to what we've had even 5 years ago when we started, right? So there's a lot of social validation around startups. If earlier you would join, say, someone like an Infosys and Wipro, that would be some social validation. Today, startups are socially validated by the entire community. There's more capital coming into startups. Obviously, India has become a very lucrative market for all global capital to come into it. There's a lot of service providers. The right kind of talent is coming around startups. So I don't think this is. I don't like labeling this as a startup, etc. It's all really companies being built from scratch. But then I think the scope for newer companies is just growing. The number of entrepreneurs is just growing. There is immense scope in either being an operator yourself, starting your own thing, or joining someone who already has an idea and certain of these challenges figured out, and joining them in their journey, because the learning curve there is much more steeper. It's all about the slope. Just keep trying to seek, learn, and improve yourself, and there is no downside to it today, as in that's something I can promise. If you have even 2 years of experience, it doesn't work out there, that company doesn't work out, what you're starting, where you're working, that really fails, I can assure you that your professional career will actually go up by 2 levels even after this. It's just because experience on certain problems is just being valued a lot more than they used to be before. So with that, would love to help out if any of you need it. I'm there on LinkedIn, Twitter. You can reach me at vasanthkamat@gmail.com. But I think the world's really your oyster today, especially in the Indian context. And I wish you all the best in everything that you do ahead.
Fine. Thank you, sir, for sharing your background with us and showing us that with a little bit of hard work and faith, we too can achieve anything. I would now like to introduce the chief guest of this function, CA Jay Chera. CA Jay Chera is a senior member with admirable credentials, charismatic personality, and immense knowledge. He has to his credit several degrees, including LLB, FCA, MBA, and ISA, just to name a few. He has also studied advanced management at various reputed institutions in Italy, Germany, US, UK, and China. He has been associated with the ICI activities since 1995. He has served as the chairman of Surat branch in 2005 and went on to become the vice chairman WIRC in the year 2012. He is currently serving his 3rd consecutive term in the Central Council. He has held many significant positions, such as the president of the Rotary Club in 2008, member of Civil Defense Government of Gujarat. Owing to his exceptional contributions, he has been awarded by the Governor of Gujarat as Legend of Surat, by Health Minister of Gujarat as Star of Surat, by Member of Parliament as Jewel in the Crown, by Mayor of Surat as Surat Na Sitara, and as youth icon by leading newspaper group Dainik Bhaskar. He has been awarded by the President of India for getting first in India in research and also awarded by the Chief Minister of Gujarat for Science and Research. Currently, he is the Chairman of Board of Studies, Vice Chairman of Committee for Capital Market, and member of 28 other committees of ICI. He is also serving as the Chairman of CPD and Educational Committee of the South Asian Federation of Accountants. It's truly an honor to have you with us today, sir. I kindly request you to launch the e-souvenir. The e-souvenir is now available for download on your respective devices. I now request our chief guest to address the gathering.
Thank you very much, CA Jalapati ji, CA Subramaniam ji, my good friend, CA Gautam Pai, CA Vasanth Kamat ji, I think he has left in his absentia. All the student leaders of Mangalore branch and the Sikasa, and all my dear student friends. A very good afternoon to all of you. Actually, I was in Mumbai addressing in a particular program, and on my highway to Pune, while Gautam ji called me, so I just took a stop on the highway for some time so that I can interact with you on this particular program and then move on to Pune, program at Pune also. Well, first of all, let me compliment and Sikasa for having wonderful programs. Fortunately, this year, I have been associated with this particular branch, though virtually. I hope that this COVID conditions is in control and I get to meet you all physically also and interact with you on the aspects of our profession. But well, during this particular year, thanks to Subramanian ji and Gautam ji, to be interacting with this particular branch, and I can say that Mangalore branch and Mangalore students, that is Sikasa, is doing wonderfully well. My compliments to them. Even this particular program, I have seen, they have designed it very well, and I'm sure students are going to get some wonderful benefit out of it. Now, let me very quickly touch upon one or two aspects of BOS, and then I'll just discuss with you a few aspects which I feel I should discuss with young CA students. First is about the Board of Studies. I being the chairman of the Board of Studies, we are taking up a few initiatives. Very quickly, I'll touch up. Number one, we are trying to make the study material concise and crisp. I'm sure the students will like this particular idea. We are trying to see to it the theories which have been, too elaborate. If it is possible, we can make it concise. We are weeding out certain type of things which is not that much relevant in today's context and making the study material. I'm sure Gautam ji and Subramanian ji will accept the days when we were doing CA. Study material was black and white. Today we have made it colorful. Today we have it in the PDF format, and we are trying to see to it. Our vision for the next 3 to 5 years is that we would like to embed audio as well as video also with your study material. So what will happen? Maybe in the times to come, a student is going through a chapter, say derivatives, and he wants to understand it in depth. There will be a link provided. Just click it, and a video will come up, will pop up, and a faculty of national repute will explain you the concept. So we are trying to see to it that our study material is very much interactive and no more age-old black and white. Another thing that we have done this year is regarding Board of Studies app, because I'm sure the younger generation is very much app friendly. So we have started with an app, and that will integrate all the students' things on a single app. That will be a single gateway to all the services that the students would like to avail. Well, now coming to this particular conference, first of all, let me thank for denominating me as the chief guest, which is beyond what I deserve. I'm very much a friend of yours. I'm very much like you, so I should be taken as a host only. Well, student friends, I'll just touch upon a few things that CA students should I say mites or myths of CA students? There are some myths. Gautamji, what happens when a CA student, when a person joins CA, then he has some wrong concepts in mind. The first one is that CA is too tough. Students, you must have heard about it, that CA is too tough. But let me tell you one thing. Something is tough or something is easy depends upon our capabilities. For instance, if I put in good efforts in guitar, I'm very passionate about guitar. Tell me whether guitar would be tough for me or easy for me. Naturally, it will be easy for me. But if I'm not very passionate, I have not put in efforts in guitar, then playing guitar would be tough for me. Same is dance. If I'm putting in good efforts in dance, right? If I'm having good practice in dance, if I'm interested in dancing, then dance is easy for me. But if I'm not that interested, I have not put in efforts, then dance is difficult. Similar is studies. If you are sincerely pursuing CA, I think the echo effect is coming. Okay, now fine. So if you are passionate about accounts, passionate about finance, passionate about tax, whatever the subjects you have, then I'm sure about it. CA can be made very easy. So whether it is tough or easy, it is not up to the institute, it is up to the students. If you put in efforts in the right direction, you will make it very easy. Secondly, many people feel that CA syllabus is too lengthy. Well, I agree. It is one of the most comprehensive syllabuses, covering all the various domain expertise within the single bracket. But look at the other side. If you pursue this syllabus with 20 giant papers, can you imagine the knowledge that you will have? Can you imagine the type of mindset that you must have developed while you pursue CA? Look at the benefit. Look at the benefit, long run benefit. If somebody pursues only 4 subjects and gets into practical world, and if somebody has put in more efforts, prepared for 20 papers, and he's into real life, who will be a better performer? So look at the positive side. Third, sometimes I listen to the students, sir, we get tired. We have articleship, we have college, we have to study, then we have coaching, and we have so many things. But friends, everybody has 24 hours. It is up to us. It is up to us how we manage it. And we don't get tired by working. It is only by way of wrong attitude. I'll give a simple example. Subramaniam ji, Gautam ji, I'll give a very simple example. If Virat Kohli has made double century today, go home tired or would he go home with happiness? Definitely be very happy, right? Even though he has put in good efforts. Contrary to that, suppose he is out on the first ball, right? Will he go home dancing? But, oh, today I have not done any work and still I am going to get the same pay. No. So please understand, work does not make us tired. It's only a psychology, right? And student friends, you are too young. You are too young to get tired, right? Please understand, this is only a psychology. I never use this word, getting tired, this or that. In the morning, I was in Surat. Then I went to Mumbai, had a program, finished it off. On the highway, I am moving to Pune. I have stopped here at highway at one particular place to address you. Once this address will be over, I'll move towards Pune. I'll have one program in Pune. And believe me, there is no question at night. Somebody asked me whether you are tired. No chance. It's only a psychology. Another thing. Once again, I have to do too many things, this, that. But friends, don't you feel when you are handling articleship, your studies, your college, and so many other things, would it not make you a very good time manager? Right? So look at the positive aspect. You are going to turn out to be a wonderful time manager of your life by pursuing it. Another thing is, many people have this wrong mind. I have to leave everything if I have to do CA. I am not sure whether in Bangalore you speak Hindi regularly or not, but in Hindi, as it is said, Papa ne kaha friends chhod do, Mummy ne kaha dance chhod do, friends ne kaha ye chhod do, ek din aisa aayega कि सब बोलेंगे CA छोड़ दो. No, friends, believe me, these are all myths. While I was doing chartered accountancy like you, I did my CA 3 decades back. I joined my CA 3 decades back. And I was doing my college. I was very much into dance parties. I was very much into cricket. I was very much into singing. I did all other things which a youngster should do. So please understand, doing CA does not mean that you don't have to be a dance party creature. No, you have to. It does not mean you have to leave everything aside. The only thing is that you have to manage yourself very well. That's it. And another myth that people have is, these days, on social media, many people are telling that the scope of CA is going to reduce. I totally disagree on that. Scope is never going to reduce. The only thing is that those who are going to stick to traditional areas, orthodox ways, for them there is going to be challenge. Otherwise, scope of CA is going to increase. We are going to be global, and the entire globe is our playground. So, student friends, I'll just tell you one thing. You have joined the right profession. You have joined the right profession. This is a particular course which you can complete at a very young age. At a very, very young age. I did my CA 25 years back, and still I'm enjoying being a part of this particular fraternity. You can complete CA at the age of 21. Such a wonderful degree at the age of 21 or maybe 22. And along with that, you have 3 years of articleship training. That means a practical exposure. That would mean the day you are chartered accountant, you can immediately start your practice, or you can join industry, or you can be an entrepreneur. Lastly, I would like to tell you that, student friends, please do understand that there are so many opportunities in CA. While you can go for your practice, maybe taxation, maybe audit, maybe whatever it is, many new areas are coming up. Say data analytics, big data, right? Cyber security, forensics. Please look into these areas. These are the areas of the future. Similarly, many good opportunities are coming up in corporate sector. You may choose to go for that. Not only that, one very crucial thing which CA students are ignoring is entrepreneurship. CS can be best suited for entrepreneurship. This is also one of the things you can think about. You can even think about having some management qualification, going to IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore, or Harvard, or at the same time, you may even think about going for UPSC and become an IAS or IPS, IRS, or whatever the case may be. My only point is that this is just a starting. It's a wonderful syllabus, covers so many different domain expertise related to business, right? Once you pursue it, of course, it is comparatively tougher than other courses, but once you go through it, you'll become very tough-minded optimist. You will learn some of the best things, the technical skills, time management, with articleship, some practical skills, and I'm sure that is going to ensure a wonderful future for you. So I thank the Mangaluru branch and Mangaluru Sikasa for providing me this wonderful opportunity, and my best wishes to all the students, all those who have already given the exams. I think this is the month of result for foundation, inter and final. My best wishes to all of you, and I'm sure in this national conference, you are going to learn some of the best things, and many student speakers also are going to tell you some of the most wonderful things. My best wishes for the conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspirational message and for everything that you and the committee do for the CA students. I now call upon Mr. Shreyash Shetty, Vice Chairman, to give the vote of thanks.
Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Respected dignitaries on the dais and those who are with us virtually, a very good afternoon. On behalf of the Mangaluru branch of SIRC of ICI and Mangaluru branch of Sikasa of ICI, I, Shreyash Shetty, consider it as my honor and privilege to propose the formal vote of thanks for the inaugural ceremony of the 2 days virtual CA Students National Conference, Anarghya, molding minds into priceless gems. At the outset, I would like to thank the Student Skills Enrichment Board BOS Operations ICAI for organizing this national conference, as well as for giving our branch the golden opportunity to host the national conference during our Golden Jubilee year. We would like to extend our utmost gratitude to the conference chairman, conference co-chairman, and conference director for giving us this opportunity and also for believing in us to conduct this mega event during our Golden Jubilee year. I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to the chief guest for the day, C.A. Jayacharya sir, who spared time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion. This is not the first time when sir had wholeheartedly joined us for our event. Hopefully in the coming future, he'll be able to physically visit our branch and join us for our events. We have been fortunate enough to have eminent personalities like C.A. Jalpati K. sir and Mr. Vasanth Kamat sir as our guest of honors, who have definitely influenced all of us present here with their inspiring words. On behalf of the Mangaluru branch of SIRC of ICI and Mangaluru branch of Sikasa of ICI, a humble thank you to you all. I would like to thank the managing committee, without whose guidance this wouldn't have been possible at all. My thanks are also due to the institute staff and technical support team of A1 Logics and Namakudla for ensuring our delegates have the best user-friendly platform. Finally, I would specifically like to thank the delegates who have registered themselves from different parts of India and have supported our cause. Once again, I would like to thank everyone who are with us for our national conference Anarghya. I hope this conference helps all of us to chisel our skills and broaden our horizon. Thank you.